Yes, a very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining us here today. I am Rajat Thakur, representing Delhi Public School Manali's family, and I will here today take you into another realm of getting a chance to be enlightened by yoga. Uh, Before we move on with the session, let me wish you all a very happy Father's Day, all the fathers out there. Of course, it's a significant day today, the 21st of June. It is also celebrated as World Music Day. And of course, not to forget the summer solstice, the longest day that is marked today. And of course, the solar eclipse as well. International Yoga Day 2020, the year of 2020 has been unprecedented for more than one reason. Right from the start of the decade, with the COVID-19 outbreak, fire outbreaks, airplane crashes, locust swarms, cyclones, the last 6 months have really been tough. And the pandemic, of course, it has shown us the importance of immunity and healthy living. Yoga is something that brings these qualities together. Every year, June 21 is recognized as International Yoga Day, but due to social distancing measures adopted by most countries, the theme set by United Nations for this year is Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. The World Health Organization mentions yoga as a means to improve health in its global plan on physical activity. More active people for a healthier world. Well, yoga is not a religion. It is a way of living that aims towards a healthy mind in a healthy body. Man is a physical, mental, and spiritual being. Yoga does promote a balanced development of all the three. Other forms of physical exercises like, you know, aerobics and all, they do assure, but only physical being. They have little to do with the development of spiritual or astral body. Yogic exercises recharge the body with cosmic energy and facilitates attainment of perfect equilibrium and harmony, promotes self-healing, removes negative blocks from the mind and toxins from the body, enhances personal power. Yoga, of course, to live with greater awareness. It helps in attention, focus, concentration, reduces stress. Yes, in the face of adversity, the tough times that we are facing now, we really need to summon all our might. We need to, muster our strength and, have the nerve to fight back. And we can only fight back if we are not only physically, but mentally as well as emotionally strong. Yes, it does reduce stress and tension in the physical body by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And of course, yoga. What better than yoga for better relationships? The aspirant feels rejuvenated and energized. The yoga, thus yoga bestows upon every aspirant the powers to control body and mind. And I would really extend a heartfelt thanks to Amigos Blink, Mr. Ajayji, who spared time to join with us today. And of course, we have the dauntless, we are exhilarated to have the dauntless youth icon Rajat Thakur with us, who I am so proud to mention that He's an ex DPS student, and of course, yet prouder, to announce that he's an authorized yoga teacher from Shivanand Yoga Vedanta Foundation. Also recognized for his yoga teachings over international platforms like OmStars. Students like Rajat, they give us a good, they make us fortunate enough to stand tall with pride. And of course, not to forget, Rajat has definitely inspired all the youth, the young ones, the boys out there, may it be in Vashisht or in Manali. His Facebook posts, they are really inspiring. He's also a mountain guide, a climber, a skier. Hello, Rajat. How are you?
Namaste, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your beautiful introduction upon yoga.
Thank
Namaste,
you.
everyone. I hope I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine. Well, I don't need to introduce myself as Renuka, ma'am, has already done it beautifully.
But I love doing that,
But
Rajat, for
yes,
you.
thank you, ma'am. It brings me immense joy to know that finally, after 2015 onwards, we have a day for yoga. We have a day dedicated to yoga. If you see, we have all sorts of days these days. We have a chocolate day, we have a rose day, we have teddy bears day, you name it, and we have a day dedicated to it. But
Of course.
finally, we have a day dedicated to yoga, and it's for the first time in human history that 177 countries came together just for a better fulfillment of human race to sign a revolution, to sign a resolution, yes, as 21st of June as the International Yoga Day. And this itself denotes and signifies our respect of being human beings, that we understand our importance of spiritual growth, our inner well being, and our health, both mental and physical. So, in today's session, I'll be guiding you through some basic postures, some basic asanas. It won't be daunting. Don't worry, I won't let you stand on your heads though. But even if I make you do, I hope you try to do your best. So there won't be anything tough. I'll guide you through some basic sequence of pranayamas that most of us we practice it already and we've known them already since a while because yoga has been a part of Indian tradition for centuries and for thousands of years. But anyhow, I'll be guiding you through these pranayamas and then we'll go through some asana practices, really basic, and it'll help you to lay a profound foundation in the further advanced practices of yoga. So we'll take some time to tune into ourselves. You can sit down, every one of you, in any comfortable position you are. You can sit down in a cross-legged position, whatever feels comfortable with you, making sure that your spines are elongated and nice and straight. We'll just take a few moments of introspection and looking within and just tuning in into our own sense of being and consciousness with awareness. Just trying to withdraw from all the works you had already planned to do throughout the day, just keeping all the chores of the day aside and asking yourself to be with your own self for the next 60 minutes or so. Just being aware of your body, scanning yourself from the head all the way down to the toes, from the toes all the way up to the head. Now, I want you to get aware of your atmosphere, the air that surrounds you, and how when you inhale, it touches the surface of your nostrils, and gradually It penetrates within your body, where this quality of air converts into your breath. Just want you to become aware of your breathing, inhaling deeply and consciously as your chest expands, as your belly expands, and exhaling completely as the belly contracts, as the chest contracts. Few deep inhalations and complete exhalations here. Inhaling deeply from your nostrils and exhaling completely out. Few more times, deep inhalation and complete exhalation. Keeping your eyes closed, you can join your palms together in Namaskar Mudra as we begin this session with an opening prayer. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead us from the darkness to the light, lead us from what is false to the truth, lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to rub your palms a little vigorously and forcefully, just pressing them against each other and rubbing them vigorously so that you create a sense of warmth between both of them. And once they are heated enough, you can gently place the palms on top of your eyes, opening your eyes inside the palms, behind your palms, and observing all the heat it has to offer your eyes, stimulating your aqueous humor, stimulating your iris, stimulating your eyes for whole. Close the eyes inside the palms one more time. Gently rubs the palm together, creating sufficient heat. Again, place them on top of your eyes. Open the eyes within, look into the darkness, and give your eyes the chance to observe all the warmth and heat they have to offer. Gradually, you may open up your eyes. Now, this very simple thing that we just did is called palming, and it plays a really great role in just waking you up every morning and stimulating the aqueous humor, the liquid which is within your eyeballs, and also good for people who suffer from any eye elements like myopia or hypermetropia. So any eye elements could be taken care of just primarily doing this palming process, as a lot of meridian points within your palms, they rub together, create heat and prana shakti within both of them, and gently while you rub through them on your face, it really wakes up every single cell of your wherever the palms are placed on. So after this, I'm going to take you through a simple meditation where you can
Yeah, there seems to be a glitch here. I really expect you all to please show your patience and wait for the session to resume.
Not. So सही विधि को पकड़ना बहुत अनिवार्य है. So I'll tell you the kriya as per how they must be done in the right technique. So we'll go through three main pranayamas. The first is Bhastrika. I'm sure a lot of you might have heard it already before, Bhastrika. And the second is Kapalabhati. And the third is Anulom Vilom. All you need to do is these three pranayamas and you take care of your entire being, your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system, your digestive system, almost your entire endocrine system takes care of it while you do these three pranayamas. So the first is Bhastrika. So Bhastrika itself means a device which exhales the equal amount of air as it inhales. So what you have to do is you exhale short, short exhalations, hammering your chest, hammering your lungs, short exhalations and short inhalations very actively. I'll show you once. You can carry on the other side of the screen. If not, you can make notes out of it. If you have a notebook or if you can always keep it aside. So I'm going to show you how Bhastrika works. So short exhalations and short inhalations. So this is called Bhastrika. And something Bhastrika does is it really heats up your system. So it's really advisable that one must not do it a lot repetition of Bhastrika during the summer days because this is really that stimulates the heat within your body. It regulates your blood pressure in a way that it's not always good for people who are suffering from high blood pressure. Yoga has always uh, flourished on something which is called Desh Kal Paristhiti. Desh is the place, Kal is the duration of the season, like it's summer right now, and Paristhiti is the condition of the being. So something that works in the winters might not work in the summers, and something that works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So you really need to take care of the situation and the environment that you're surrounded with, and then mold yoga in a way that it nourishes and flourishes you in a much serious manner. So this is Basrika. It helps you initiate heat within your body. So every cell of your body is initiated with heat. After Bhasrika, we move towards Kapalabhati. So Bhasrika is clear, exhaling and inhaling actively, but very short exhalations and inhalations, creating heat within. Now we jump towards Kapalabhati, which is the second step. And always remember, if the days are hot, if you are a high blood pressure patient, you are not supposed to do Bhasrika for a longer duration. You can do it for maybe like 20 repetitions or 40, but you know your body best. So you know when after Bhasrika comes Kapalabhati. So Bhasrika is something that was hitting our lungs, hammering our lungs with active exhalation, active inhalation. Now we go to the abdomen. Now is Kapalabhati. Now, sorry. There is a mistake that most of us do is we tend to move our stomachs while doing Kapalabhati. We tend to we tend to bring our awareness to the stomach, but it's more about just exhalation. Kapalabhati is all about active exhalations, and the inhalations will happen passively. You don't focus on the inhalations, you only focus on the exhalations. So I'm going to show you how this happens, and you're going to note that how my tummy, my abdomen naturally, like a water bottle, when you press it, when it's empty, you press it, you have an amount of air which expels out. And when you leave it, it naturally gulps in some amount of air to take the natural size of it. So that's how Kapalabhati works. Active exhalations, and you don't take care of the inhalations, but it's something that your body will do very naturally. So I'm going to demonstrate it once. You can make note out of it. You can continue with me. We'll just do like 40 pumpings. Beautiful, perfect. So this is something that everyone can do. It really helps you lose weight. It really helps you trigger your Jataragni, trigger your digestive fire, the enzymes within your abdomen. It really works as the yogi's coffee. So every morning, if you wake up, Kapalabhati is something that you can wake up yourself with. It works as your natural secretion of caffeine within yourself. It really boosts you up. It really wakes you up early in the morning. So we went through Bhastrika, Kapalabhati, and now we are moving towards Anulom Vilom. Now this comes under Nadi Shodhan. So Nadi Shodhan is something which signifies our body into the aspects of these small channels which are capable of taking pranas through every part of our body. So the yoga tradition speaks about 72,000 nadis within our body system. The basic nadis are the Pingla Nadi, which is the masculine, the right side of your body, the Ida Nadi, which is the left side, the solar, the what takes care of the hormones in your body. So the right is masculine, the Pingla, the left is Ida, the solar body. So balancing between them is something when you allow your prana shakti, your breath work, to bring them both together and let the prana flow between the Sushmana Nadi, between both of the masculine and the feminine. So Nadi Shodhan is something which helps in doing this. Really good for all the students as well, for concentration point of view, and also it decreases your sleep cycle. Like if you're sleeping for 7 hours, it will help you to minimize it. You might not need that much of sleep. You might see a decrease in your own lethargy. So you sit in a cross-legged position and you're free. If your knees are tired, you can always just stretch them forward and bounce them back and forth. So again, we are in cross-legged position and we are moving towards Anulom Vilom. So this is something which is called Pranayam Mudra. So you need your thumb, you fold down your index finger and you fold down your middle finger. The pinky finger and your ring finger is what you're going to use. And you're using your right hand. You can place the left palm on your knee, on the left knee. So you block the right nostril with your thumb, with the right hand thumb, you block the right nostril. You exhale through the left. Now you inhale through the left. You block the left nostril and now you exhale through the right. Now inhaling from the right and blocking the right, exhaling from the left. Complete exhalation. And once you have an urge to inhale, inhale again from the left. And now blocking the left nostril and exhaling completely from the right. few more rounds. Inhaling from the right, exhaling from the left. Inhale from the left nostril, blocking the left nostril and exhaling from the right. Inhale once again from the right, blocking the right nostril, exhaling from the left. Beautiful. So this is called Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom has a specific circle to it, a specific sequence. Most of us, we do it, but we are not aware of the right technique. So I want you to keep a note of it. You can either write down or you can memorize it. That you start with an exhalation. You block the right nostril, you block the solar nostril, you exhale through the left. And then you inhale through the left, you block the left, you exhale through the right. Then inhale through the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, and exhale through the left. So this is a sequence that you can always remember, and it really works on headaches as well. If you're suffering from migraines or headaches or any sort of elements which hits your head hard, this is something that boosts the flow of oxygen within your brain, within your nervous system, and within the channels of your nadis. So I want you to keep these pranayamas in your pockets and always remember them, how to do them the right way. And I want you to incorporate them into your lives, not just doing it right now and forgetting it for the rest of the year. So the pranayamas are done. Now we are going to go through some really subtle exercises which the yoga tradition calls as Shukshma Vyayam. So Shukshma itself means something which is subtle. The word Shukshma means subtleness of something. And Vyayams are drills or exercises. So after the pranayamas, you want your body to channelize and you want your every cell to penetrate whatever you have done through pranayamas so that it flows without any blockages within your body. So I want you to come into a dandasana as we move ahead to some really subtle exercises which works for all age groups, which works really good with rheumatism or people who are suffering arthritis or who have a stiff body like me. So this is something you can do every day in the morning, as throughout the night you have gained some amount of stiffness. Every morning we don't feel that supple. So Shukshma Vyayam is something which will help you open up yourself. It will help you take all sorts of blockages and strains and restrictions of mobility through all the major joints of your body. So this is Dandasana. You sit nice and straight in the center of your buttocks. You can place your palms behind the back and slightly just leaning behind. We start with the toes. Now we are going to move from the toes all the way up to the head and mobilizing and juicing all the major joints of our body. So we begin with the toes. Now you open up the toes. This is something you're doing. You are opening up the toes and then you are curling them forward. You open up the toes, you curl them forward. You are opening up the toes and you're curling them forward. And it's much better if you synchronize this with your breath. As you inhale, you open up your toes. As you exhale, you curl them forward. Open up the toes, curling them forward. Inhaling, opening up the toes, and exhaling, curling them forward. Now from here, we bring the same movement towards our ankles. So you point forward your toes as you exhale. As you inhale, you flex your toes. Exhaling, pointing forward. Inhaling, flexing them back. Exhaling, pointing forward. Inhaling, pulling them back, drawing the toes towards your face. And I want you to feel this all the way through your calf, all the way through your chin, inhaling and exhaling, pointing them forward. Inhaling, pulling them towards the face, and exhaling, pointing them forward. Now, from here, you draw your right foot on top of your left thigh, and you interlace. This is something we don't do on a regular note. I want you to interlace all your fingers with all your toes of the right foot. So this is something which is taking place. So you are interlacing your toes with your fingers. Really good for people who wear shoes for a prolonged period of time through the days, which cramp their toes. And I want you to crank your foot both clockwise and anti-clockwise. We'll do 5 times towards one direction and 5 times towards the other direction. Beautiful. And switching sides, interlacing the fingers with your left foot toes, something like this. And then again, rotating your left foot 5 times anti-clockwise and 5 times to the opposite direction. Beautiful. Now again, with a deep inhalation, lift the left leg up and interlace the right thigh. Sorry, the right thigh is up. I might have said it left. So from here, you straighten up, flexing your toes, straightening up your leg as much as it's possible. And as you exhale, we start left leg, and then it comes all the way back down next to your buttocks, and then you cross it across the right side of your body, and then as you inhale, it's coming back to the center. So you just need to visualize that you're making these big circles with your right foot, the knee rotations. So you're making big rotations, you're making big circles out of your right foot. This is really good for people who are very aged and who have a hard time walking up and down on the stairs. And from here, again, onto the other side, no matter which side you've done before, we're going to do it both sides. Also, really juicing up your knee joints. As you see, our knee joints are a hinge joint group of joints, so it doesn't have that much of mobility. So we really need to take care of how we initiate the synovial fluid into those joints so that they keep their best into their mobility function. So we are going to repeat this onto the other side. As you exhale, switch the sides, switching our weapons. So interlocking your fingers underneath the leg. Now again, cross the left foot on towards the right side of your mat, bringing it back to the center next to your buttock, crossing it all towards the left side of the mat and coming all the way up to the center. Now again, you can synchronize this with the breath work we did before it. Like as you exhale, your leg comes down all the way, making a semicircle or a circle, coming all the way up to the center as you inhale, and then again exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling, the leg comes down, making a circle, and exhaling, the lower foot comes up. So visualizing, you're making big circles out of your foot. Drawing big, huge circles is what we are doing. Perfect. Now we do it onto the other side as well. Beautiful. Now we are done with the knees. We move up towards the hip joints. Now the hip sockets have more mobility as compared to your legs. To your knees. So the knees are hinge joints, but the hip joints are more like a socket. So it works as a whole socket, having more mobility as compared to the knees. And when you go towards meditative postures, which is mostly Siddhasana or Padmasana or Sukhasana, which are all the time you're sitting in cross legged. So most of the function which is taking place is happening on the hips, because if your hips are supple, if they are not tight enough, if they are very flexible, you're not gonna having you won't have a hard time negotiating with your knees. So hip joints are something that almost all the meditative pose needs to take care of, so that you can stay for a prolonged time in long sitting. So again, sitting in shavasana, you can spread your arms as you like. So you lift the right leg. Now, as you remember the previous drill where we were making big circles with the right foot, but only the lower leg. Now we're gonna initiate the same movement through our hip joints. So see, watch. Now you're gonna take the right leg all the way towards the left side. If it's possible, you can always touch the ground on the other side. If that's not your amount of flexibility, that's not your thing, you're ready to back down any moment. So you make these big circles, keeping the center of the circle as your hip joint. You're making big circles with your entire right leg. As you inhale, again, you can lift the leg all the way up. And as you exhale, it goes towards the left side of the body, coming back to the center, going to the right. And as you inhale, coming all the way up. As you exhale, you draw it all the way towards the left, coming back to the center, and then doing it onto the other side as well. So we are rotating onto the clockwise now. Big circles, really big circles. Perfect. Come back to Shavasana, and I want you to have a moment of just checking the difference between your right leg and your left leg right now. How do you feel? How do you feel within yourself? Is your right leg more, it feels more supple than the left because you've just done something? Is do you feel more of the warmth in your right leg than it's in the left? There is a difference, right? I mean, something is happening. So I want you to repeat this onto the other side as well now. You lift up your left leg, and again, you start making big circles. Now, first we take the leg towards the right side. We go clockwise and then to the center and all the way to the left and coming back to the center. As you exhale, you draw it all the way towards the right side of the mat. You get to the center and then making big circles. Big circles. Very good. Perfect. We change the rotation to anti-clockwise, doing both sides. And it depends on you that how many times you want to do it. Because right now we have a limited time, so I can't show you the actual time of repeating it like maybe 10 times or 20 times. But back home, you can do this as much as time you feel works for you. Perfect. Bringing the leg down. And now slowly turn towards the right side of the mat and slowly getting up. Now we are done with the toes, we are done with the knees, with the heels, with the ankles, and with your hip joints. Now we come to the spine. Spine plays a very important role in yoga. Like this is which this is something which symbolizes your Kundalini Shakti. Like if you see in the yoga tradition, there is there are these energy channels known as chakras within your body, moving from the Muladhara to the Swadhisthana, to the Manipurka, to the Anahata, to Vishuddhi, Agna, and Sahasrara. And all these are channelized up from your spine, from the perineum all the way up to the center of your head. So the spine plays a very significant role in Kundalini raising, and also it's something that you have to take care of for your entire posture, for how you walk, because there is so much of movement that we do in our body. Something
We're
like
gonna
a
have
bicycle
Rajat
got
back in a
invented.
short while. There's a glitch yet again. Yeah, he's here. Yes, Rajat.
Okay, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are. Yes, Rajat.
Okay, so yeah, I was telling about how we have negotiated with our movements, how we have limited our body movement in a way that we are so much dependent on walking on two legs, and we don't really don't really see the full potential of how our body can move and what else it can do. It can climb, it can run, it can swim, it can crawl, it can do so much of things, but limiting it is one of the way that is really making a big hindrance between what we can become and what we can do and where we are right now. So if you take care of the spine, it's going to take care of your full body movements, because that's the center of from where all the movements are initiated. So one best exercise that works on your spine is Mrijari Asana. So Mrijari is also known famously as cat and cow pose. So you come on a tabletop position on all fours, your palms are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. So this is a Mrijari Asana. Now I want you to come into cow pose from here. So for the cow pose, you make an anterior tilt with your hip, with your pelvis floor. You lift up your tailbone so that the tailbone is lifting and the chest draws towards the mat. You're opening the chest center, and then you arch back your head so that you can look up. This is the cow pose. And as you exhale, you tuck in the tailbone and you lift your spine all the way up towards the ceiling and you draw your chin towards the chest. This is the cat pose. So, cow and cat are two basic fundamental aspects of what is known as Brujari Asana. So, from the cat, you tuck out the tailbone, making an anterior tilt, and you drop your tummy down towards the mat, and you lift your head all the way up. Make sure you are not doing this. Like your shoulder blades are always protracted. This is called protraction, and this is called extraction. So you don't want extraction happening. You want protraction happening. So you're always on the protraction. So keep in mind, you come into cow pose. As you tilt, you make an anterior tilt, you lift up your tailbone, opening the chest center, looking all the way up, exhaling, tucking in the tailbone, and lifting your spine all the way up towards the ceiling, like that Halloween cat you see in the horror movies. Inhaling and exhaling, tuck in the tailbone, lift your center spine all the way up towards the ceiling, and your chin comes down as it touches your chest. Inhaling, tuck out the tailbone, drop your abdomen, opening the chest, looking all the way up, and exhaling as you tilt the tailbone inside and you lift your spine all the way up towards the ceiling, drawing your chin towards the chest. Perfect. Now we come somewhere between both cow and cat. I want you to find a position which is between both of them, where your spine is neither arching back and nor it is making a hunch. So you find something which is in center. So that's the center. I want you to find your center. Like I might pretend that I know your body best from the other side of the screen. But hey, come on, it's you who have spent so much of time with your body. You are your body's companion. So anything which hurts, I want you to back down. So you come into the center of the cat and cow, and now come on the fingers, on the fingertips of your right hand. Inhale as you lift the left leg straight back, and then you lift the right hand forward as if there is someone in front of you you are really desperate to shake hands with. So I want you to come into this position, holding it for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We come back to the center. Now switching the sides. Inhale as you lift the right leg up, and you lift the left arm in front of you. Again, holding these postures for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time on the other side. Inhale, engaging your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last time on the other side. Inhale as you lift the right leg up, and you lift your left arm all the way in front of you. Few more deep breaths over there. Perfect. Coming back to the center. And now I want you to come down into Sukhasana, cross-legged position, and we'll move towards the shoulder joints. Bring your right arm in front of you, and I want your fingertips to touch your right shoulder. Start making similar big circles with your elbow, visualizing as if you have a canvas here and then your elbow is the paintbrush. So you start making big circles with your elbow, just juicing up your shoulder joint. This makes our body to boost synovial fluid, which is the liquid between our joints, which keeps them flexible and which keeps them in really good shape and movement. So I want you to do this, and then onto the other side as well. Perfect. Now let's do this onto the left side. Again, touch your fingertips, bending your elbow, touch your fingertips with the left shoulder, and making big circles with your elbow. To one direction and then to the other direction as well. Perfect, beautiful. Now from the shoulder, we come all the way to the elbow. Now I want you to make a tray with your left hand, place the underneath of your biceps, place your triceps on top of the tray. I want you to show me a thumbs up. And then bend the elbow, touch the thumb to the left side of your shoulder, bringing it all the way to the throat, touching it to the right side of the shoulder, and then making big circles with your thumb to one direction and then to the other direction as well. And we are going to repeat this onto the other side as well. Perfect. Now comes the wrist. Now something for the wrist. You interlace your thumbs between your fingers, something like this. Your thumb is within your fingers. And then you raise your arms up and try to maintain your elbows as straight as possible. Bring the fists together and start rotating your wrists so that your elbows remain straight and your hands are a little elevated above your head. Perfect. To one side and then to the other side. Let's do it a few more times. Beautiful. You can shake your arms if they are pumped. And now comes the neck. So you inhale a deep breath. As you exhale, you draw your right ear towards the right shoulder, but make sure you're not lifting the right shoulder. You just have this intention to touch your right ear with the right shoulder. And as you inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, drawing the left ear towards the left shoulder, stretching the right side of your neck, and then again coming back to the center. One more time on towards the right, coming back to the center, and one more time towards the left. Coming back to the center. Now inhale as you arch back your head. Once again, draw your right ear towards the right shoulder. Again, arching back your head, coming towards the left side. Again, inhaling, going back to the center, and exhaling, going back towards the right side. So this is sufficient. I don't want you to do it towards the front because this is something we do on a regular basis while we are using the laptop or while we are using the phone. This is something we are doing on a regular basis. So this is something we are lacking on a day-to-day on our day-to-day schedule. This is something you can do every morning, and again, this will open up your spine. It will take away the kyphosis thing, the hunchback that a lot of students I see are getting into these days because of sitting for a prolonged period over the desk, on the laptops, or playing PUBG or whatnot. So after this, we'll go through the last sequence of the class. We'll go through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar, and then after that we can conclude. And Renuka ji or anyone, they are free to ask questions. But let's do few rounds of Surya Namaskar. So I want you to come in front of your mats. Your big toes are touching, your heels are touching, your knees are together, your palms are on the sides of your thigh. Your chin is nice and straight. You're elongating your spine. I want you to close your eyes and have a sense of balance, because balance is something that happens in such a subtle way that we don't look through it. We don't take care of how it works. But I want you to see and notice that which side do you think you are leaning more when you close your eyes and when your legs are together? Is it the right side that most of your body weight goes, or is it towards the left side that most of your body weight goes? Just take an account of it and let us check after the Surya Namaskar how you feel. So just tune into your own body balance. Inhale a deep breath. Exhale, palms to the chest center in Namaskar Mudra. Now you may open up your eyes. Inhale as you raise your arms up over the head and you slightly arch back. Now I don't want you to drop your head all the way back because this is going to hit your lumbar. So your head is straight, but you are just arching back slightly. And as you exhale, you bend all the way forward and down so that your abdomen touches your thighs, your chest touches your knees, and your forehead touches your shin bone. And again, if you are not flexible enough, you can always keep your knees slightly bent and then you can try to touch your abdomen with the thigh. So if I'm not a flexible person, this is something that how I'll do the front bend. This. And if you're flexible enough, you can go all the way down. And as you inhale, the right leg goes back and you drop the knee down and look up. Now you retain the breath, you bring the left leg back into plank position. And exhaling, drop the knees, drop the chest, and drop your chin onto the ground. Now inhale, slide forward, point the toes, lift up your head, roll back your shoulder, keep your elbows bent, coming into Bhujangasana. Now, if you really need to take care of the alignments, because if the alignments are not taken care of, you are accumulating injuries for the future. So you need to take care of the alignments. The big toes and the heels are together, your elbows are bent. I'm not doing this because this is a common mistake that I see a lot of people doing. So instead of this, you are keeping your elbows bent so that you open up your chest center. And now you tuck in your toes, slightly bringing your legs apart. You lift up your pelvis, come into Adho Mukha Shavasana, which is also known as the downward dog. And from the downward dog, you inhale, bringing the right leg in front of you between the palms, dropping the left knee and looking up. Exhaling, the left leg follows, again bringing them on the center between your palms, and you come into a forward bend. And as you inhale, you raise your arms all the way forward and all the way up and slightly arch back. And exhale, come back to the center, right where you started. Now, I hope you've understand the sequence. So we'll do a few repetitions of this. You can go along. Inhale, exhale, palm to the chest center. Inhale, the arms over the head, slightly arching back. Exhaling, bending forward and down. Inhale, the right leg goes back. Exhale, the left leg goes back. Drop the knees, chest, chin on the ground. Inhale, coming into Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg between the palms. Exhale, the left leg follows forward bend. Inhale, coming all the way forward, raising up the arms, arching back. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, exhale, palms to the center. Now the left side. Inhaling, raise the arms up over the head, slightly arch back. Exhaling, bending forward and down. Inhale, the left leg goes back. Retain the breath. The right leg goes back, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, forehead, or the chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, slide forward, roll back the shoulders, look up, slightly separate the feet, tuck the toes, ground the heels, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg between the palms, drop the right knee, look up. Inhale as the right leg follows, coming into forward bend. Inhaling, raising the arms all the way forward and back, slightly arching back. Exhaling, coming into Samasthiti. Inhale, exhale, palm to the chest center. Inhale, raise the arms up, arch back. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, right leg, retain left leg. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, bhujang. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg comes between the palm. Exhale, the left follows. Inhale, all the way up, slightly arching back. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, exhale, palms to the chest center. Inhale, arms up, arch back. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, the right leg. Retain, the left leg follows. Plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale into Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Inhale, the left leg comes forward. Inhale, the right leg follows. Forward bend and all the way up and slightly arching back. So this is the Surya Namaskar sequence. There are different sequences, like Ashtanga Vinyasa has a slightly different sequence, but this is the traditional Hatha Yoga Surya Namaskar. It works really good on your overall being, on your muscles, on your joints, on your mental health, on your physical health, the entire endocrine system, everything just wakes up and gets into its full function. And it really works good when you do it early in the morning. There is a reason why it's called Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. So one can do it facing towards the sun every morning. So with this, I think we'll come down, sit into cross-legged position, and conclude the session with a closing prayer. Once again, coming into Namaskar Mudra as we conclude the session. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चिदुः भाग्वहे. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ. One last time, we can rub our palms together and again place them on top of our eyes, opening the eyes within and looking into the darkness, observing all the heat our palms have to offer, closing the eyes and slowly coming back and gradually opening up the eyes. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being with me. Thanks a lot for sharing your energy in this space and letting me share mine. I hope all of you've obtained and gained something out of the session, and you are gonna implement it in your day-to-day life. And very congratulations to everyone across the world for this beautiful International Yoga Day. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajat. Well, clearly you gave us a chance, to sort through a great, healthy experience. Yes, of course, you cannot always
Thank
control
you,
what
ma'am.
goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on
Yes,
within,
yes.
what is there within. And
Happening
yes,
in the
I would
within.
also love to, yeah, I would also love to quote Crandall here, as he says, the nature of yoga is to shine the light of awareness into the darkest corners of the body. So, yeah, we've also come across those texts down there. All the parents wishing us a very happy yoga day, a very happy yoga day to all of you too. Okay. Yes, and one more thing I would love to say. Yes, we all should inhale the future and exhale the past, and of course all the negativity that goes out with that. And yoga is the best way, of course. um
Definitely.
all right, up next, Rajat, I would really want some of your more time here. um you know um Very, very simple small questions. We really tend to be very curious, seeing our student being our teacher here today. So definitely too many questions popping up in my head here. And yes, I also request the parents to please text in the questions if you have any. Yeah. Okay, the very first question for you, Rajat. At what age did you start? Did you get into yoga? When did you start? What inspired you, plus?
Well, I started back in 2015,
All right.
uh, and I think someone who motivated me was my mother. She suffers from hyperthyroid, and she's a big Baba Ramdev fan. So
Okay.
ever since when I remember I was a small kid, I used to see her practice yoga and pranayama every day, 5 sharp in the morning. No matter if it's snowing outside, if it's hot as hell outside, but she'll always be there every morning at 5 practicing yoga on her mat just because of her thyroid condition. So I think watching that as a kid always motivated me. But
Yeah.
then after 2015, I kind of totally moved toward this stream, and I thought I must dedicate my life in learning and in serving my experiences and what I've learned from all around in this field.
That is really very inspiring, Rajat. All right. And yes,
Thank you.
according to you, what should be the crux of life? What should life be all about? See, one thing, we've really got a chance, we've got a good respite from the great pandemonium, the rush all around. What should life be all about, according to you?
I think life in general can be described in so many ways, but you cannot define it unless and until you have experienced it yourself. Life is experience. Like everyone has a different idea of what life is. For someone, it might be serving their parents, their society. For someone, it might be earning money. Or for someone, it might be their pet, a little dog or a puppy. So life has so many ideas and so many purposes. But if you see in general, it's just a cosmic play played upon us through the course of evolutionary time that we have become so conscious and we are actually studying ourselves. We have created this paradox that okay, now I am here, but why am I here for? So this
Absolutely.
is a very general question, what life is all about. But life has so many ideas behind it, but you need to experience it. It's not a universal purpose. Everyone lives for something or the else. But until and unless you experience it yourself, not giving it a purpose, but just looking out what is best for you and what is best for the environment that surrounds you, that is what life is all about. And right now we are hit hard by COVID-19, which
Absolutely.
in some manner made us go back to our houses and rethink about how we've been ripping apart the planet for the past few years. So we see all the damage we have done to the environment, to nature,
True.
and to planet Earth, which is sustaining our life here in the only planet we've known. And I want us to take this time not as threatening, but as an opportunity. If you see around, if you look around, nature in this hard time is recuring and rebuilding. Now, are you a part of nature or not? We all are a part, we all are a morsel of, we are an extension, an outcrop of nature itself. Now, in this time, when nature is recuring and healing, if we are not healing, ma'am, so I think we have become mechanical, we've become robots. So I want
Very
even us to take initiative to go within and take care of our inner being and grow and prosper out of these hard times, as nothing will survive forever. Even the sun has to exhaust into its own heat and end one day. So everything dies sooner or later. So will COVID, because it's there. It's a virus. It's so minute, and if something is born, it definitely dies. So it will soon die. But before it dies and before we are done with our time, I want us to keep on seeking, keep on growing and flourishing and nourishing ourselves into all aspects of our individuality.
right indeed. Absolutely, Rajat. My next question, why yoga? Why yoga? What benefit do we
Why
draw from
yoga?
that, and why? I mean, and yes, how would you like to inspire the youth, a message for the youth here? I mean, what better example can we have here?
Yes. Why yoga? Well, you come into this existence. Like I said, uh, we make our own purposes for what we dedicate our life to. And throughout the journey, there are so many times when we go through hardship, we go through suffering, because that's what life is all about. If you look carefully, it's suffering, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yogasya chitta vritti nirodha. Now, this suffering is not something which is happening outside. Like you just said, like you quoted, like there can be a lot of things happening outside, but what's happening within is something that you
Within
are in
us.
charge of.
True.
Yes, so everyone suffers. Everyone now or then suffers in life because this is what Buddha quoted. Life is suffering. This is what he quoted in Dhampad. And if you look carefully, life is a suffering. So when this suffering is confronted face to face, you naturally know that there is something out beyond the periphery of my existence and my thoughts and set of rules that how I conduct my life. There is something out beyond that boundary that I have to seek for, because human beings, if you see an animal, if their sexual desires, if their survival instinct, if their survival is taken care of, if their food is taken care of, they don't seek for luxury. They don't want anything else. That's where they stop seeking. But human being has a larger boundary. You take care of all your desires, but then there is something that again you are seeking. So that seeking happens when you meet suffering, and to to face this suffering in a very heroic way with that energy and with all that radiance, I think yoga is the way out. But this way out is when you go within. So the only way getting out of all this suffering is to go within.
Yes, very truly, very rightly said that. And of course, yoga is a journey of the self, through the self, and to the self. Okay, it was great having you here, Rajat. Um, and it was a
Thanks a lot.
pleasure. We really got a chance, but I really wish everybody doesn't really celebrate yoga day on the yoga day, rather make it a yoga day every day. So that would be really helpful, beneficial to each one of us. So thank you so much for sparing time for all of us. It's a thank you from DPS Manali. I can read the text here for the wonderful yoga session. And of course, thank you to Amigos Blink for the technical support. So that comes from the staff there, the principal, the authority, all of them. Thank you for sparing time, both of you, Rajat as well as Ajay ji. And we would really like to, have such the sessions on regular basis, to enlighten people, to kind of motivate them and show them a new way to living a life that is basically a
Yes.
it's that's going to be a new normal. Thank you so much, Rajat, for having joined us. I would also extend a
And
heartfelt thank
sorry to
you.
sorry to interrupt you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, no problem, Rajat.
Sorry to interrupt you. I
Yes,
also would like to thank Nitika ma'am, Monica ma'am, and Chinu Bhaiya, who's been behind the scenes and behind the camera taking care of
definitely.
all the technology and all the online stuff, because I'm not good at it. So I really want to thank all three of them to give this space for me to make this happen. So a big thanks to all of you.
So yes, it was very well organized by all the DPS staff members, by the faculty, by the co-curricular department, the section in charges, and of course, without the technical support of Amigos Blink, it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you all of you for being here, and all the parents. Thank you for joining in. I could see the parents there, the elderly. That was really very inspiring. Thank you for appreciating the platform here we've tried to provide you with, and we would really like to have such sessions in future as well. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day, have a good day, and please, yoga for all, yoga for a healthier life. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.